data in a spreadsheet. Okay, how to enter data in a spreadsheet today we will see, and some of its implementation by using formula that also to be seen. All right, now what we will do exactly, we will open Microsoft Excel. I have told you how to open this on Microsoft Excel before also. The easiest way, press Windows R key and type Excel into the run box, okay, into the open box, and click on OK. The Excel will be open. Now Excel supports uh, three types of data, like numeric, alphanumeric, non-numeric, or formula. Okay, so it can be entered in a worksheet. To enter data in a cell, bring the cell pointer on the desired cell first of all, and then type the data. Means which one is your active cell. In the last class I had shown you that which one is your active cell, and then you can enter the formulas. All right, so let's see how the Excel will open for us. Yes, Excel has been opened. Yes, are you sorry, this was not the one. This is the workbook that we will work on it. Okay, fine. So now you see that this is the title bar, book one Excel. It has not been saved, that's why the name is appearing as default. Fine. So these are the grid lines, and this is the work area, this is the mouse pointer, and this is the cell pointer. You can see out here, and this is the what you call auto sum, autofill key. You can say an example, a very interesting one. Just see January. Suppose I am pulling it this side over here. Okay, so it will be automatically creating the dates and all right. So here if I'm dragging it vertically down, okay, so it will come out like this. All right, so that is that, you know, I think so. I've shown you once again just to refresh your memory. All right, so just I'm clicking over here. Not only this one, suppose from August I'm pulling, so what will happen from the August onwards, the months will be created. Same thing will happen to the week as well. Okay, and with the number, if I want to get the serial number, suppose if I'm getting the serial number, okay, I'll show you. All right, don't worry. Okay, so the thing is that first let us come to the entering data. So whenever you are entering a number, okay, click on the cell and the type. Suppose this way, here I want to entering a number. So what I will do, I will come over here, and this is my active cell right now in the name box. It has been shown. So now whenever you will enter the data, it will be reflected in the formula bar also. So formula bar is the place where you can edit or enter data. Here also I can enter the data. Okay, if I'm clicking either here or here, okay, just click over here. Okay, that is the thing. So anywhere I can enter the data. This is used to insert the formula, or you can edit or enter the data. So click on the cell and type the numbers using the keys. Okay, number keys or any keys. In Excel, a number can contain the characters 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, brackets, everything. Okay, so now one interesting thing, if you are putting in brackets any of the data, okay, that will be considered as a negative number. So as I'm doing now, press enter. Okay, see, it has a negative has come. Okay, so that is the thing. So to enter a negative number, we have to either we have to give it in this way, so -987 like this, or you can put the number in the bracket. Okay, or you put the number in the bracket, it will be appear in the it will be appear as a negative number. This is the one aspect. So Excel would recognize the value as -9876. By default the numbers are right handed. Okay, means like right aligned, not right handed, I'm very sorry, right aligned in a cell. Excel ignores the leading plus sign placed before the number and treats a single period as a decimal. All right, so now suppose if you are entering any number, no plus sign is required, it will be entered like this. So it is the right aligned in the cell, you can see as of. All right, so now the thing is that plus sign is placed before the number, but it will not be viewable. Okay, and it treats as a single period as a decimal. All right, so in decimal number, if you are entering suppose 45.98, that is also the right align. All right, so now entering formulas. A formula is a symbolic expression of input numbers, cell addresses, arithmetic operators, parentheses. Formulas establish what? A relationship between two or more cells. Say for example, if I want to add these two cells, so what I will do? It start with equals. All right, the equal to symbol. Okay, then you can add it up. Okay, what is that? You go to the cell. This is the F1 cell, and then give a plus sign, and then come over here, and this one is equals to F1 plus F2 is a formula. Why it is formula? Because it has start with equal to sign, and plus sign is the one that is the operator, okay, that I have used out here. Enter. So the sum will be calculated. Similarly, if you want to subtract them, okay, so minus, then this one you do, okay, it will be subtracted. Fine. So now if you want to add it up, okay, sorry, not add, multiplication, product I mean, okay, this one, give the start symbol and then come over here, it will be, see, since it is generating the number, so what is happening? it is right aligned in the cell. If you just increase the size by using the grid line, the column header, so you can see it is right aligned at all, unless you are changing its alignment to anything out of these two, out of these three. All right. So this is center, this is left, and this is the default alignment for a number. So anytime if you are entering a number, it will be right aligned in the cell. All right. So formula is also it established. You can see the relationship. By the way, if you want to divide this one, all right. So what could you do? This one divided by this. All right. So what could you do? Enter. All right. So it has been generated in this way. The result. Right. Right. Align. The formulas in MS Excel must begin with equal to symbol followed by the cell reference and operators. So you see one more interesting thing I am doing now. Suppose I'm writing this way and plus, sorry, excuse me, 67 was there. No, sorry, I'm sorry. Okay, so here I'm doing at, all right. What I'm doing at, I'm doing out here at, and then 67. Uh, sorry, at, and then say just adding 67 out here at, and then 67. This is what, and this is actually the problem with this formula, not trying to type a formula. Okay, so this is actually not helping us. This thing might happen. So what I'm doing here, right, I'm doing 78 out here. So the thing is that this particular symbol, okay, will not be added as a formula. This add symbols, sometimes you are trying to give it, but it does not work in this way. If you are giving say 45 plus 67, this one will work as it like this. So this is a static formula, and this formula is actually with respect to the cell reference. So suppose with respect to the cell reference, in the sense means, suppose I am changing this value out here, say 87, you will see 112.98 also will change. This is the reference type actually, and that is the static type. So anything you are making change, only the reflection will take place over here, and if you are using the cell reference, in that case the final result there will be a change. The change should be reflected over there. Okay, now entering a text. Okay, this text entry is a combination of both numeric and alphanumeric data along with spaces. Suppose I am writing out here, I'm increasing its depth a little bit. Okay, so now I'm entering out here, say 234, comma, Hillcut Road. Hillcut Road. Okay, Hillcut Road. You see, this one is always left aligned. String entry is always left aligned. Okay, so that is the thing. What is happening out here? Suppose you are writing only Siliguri. Okay, Siliguri. Okay, this is a character, but these are containing the alphanumeric character. Siliguri, if you are entering, that is also will remain right aligned. Okay, so what is happening? The thing is that sometimes what is happening, we are writing in this way. Suppose a formula, suppose you are writing a formula and you have given like this, f1 my hyphen f2. I forgot to give the equal to sign at the very beginning. So what is happening, this will be considered as a text entry. All right, remember this one. The text entries are never used for calculation purpose, first of all, and most often these are used for worksheet headings, names, and for identifying columns or of data. So what is happening, entering numbers as text. Okay, suppose if you are entering like this, if your number is entered in the format 01410, when the 0 appears in the beginning, Excel will drop the leading 0 to preserve the leading 0 in case of telephone area codes or number. Suppose you want to write like this. Okay, I'm showing you, this is very interesting, 0353 and hyphen 9087654. All right, so this will be accepted, fine. Now you are writing suppose a 0353, this will not be accepted. You see, it will be leading 0 will be always truncated, fine. So this will not be accepted, fine, but this will be accepted. All right, so now what will you do if you want to make it available? So first of all, give an apostrophe, then type 0353. This is the easy way. Okay, so it will remain out here as text entry. You cannot use it anymore in the calculation. The data is now treated as text and displayed in the same format it has been. You see, like string data, it is also right aligned. That is the similarity. Okay, so formulas will treat the entry as a 0 and functions will ignore it. That is the thing. Clear? Okay, now entering the date and time. This is entering numbers as text. Okay, what would you say? This is numbering as text. So I can add a remark out here. Just go back over here and then you can convert it to number. You can edit in the formula bar. Many options are appearing out here. Or, right click, or you can give here one comment. All right, So insert comment, fine. Insert comment. So what I will do here, it is asking. So what is asking? So entering. Suppose I'm writing entering what you call numeric. Okay, numeric as text. All right. This is the remark I have given. So this will be remain hidden. This will not come in the prints and all. So what will happen instead? If you are taking your mouse pointer regarding this, you see both corners, two triangles are appearing. This is for to indicate that we have entered the text, uh, sorry, a number in the form of text, and this one is for comment or remark, all right? So if you're taking our mouse pointer, you can see it, the what comment you have entered, but this will non-printable, it will not be printed. This is exactly for our purpose, all right? So sometimes if you want to remove the comment, right click on it and then go for clear, delete comment, will be there, delete comment. If you click, it will be removed from there, and the editing also can be done in the remark, all right? So now entering date and time I'm coming to. So select the cell first of all and type the date and time. You can separate the date elements by a slash or a hyphen, or use text as say for example today it is 27th July 2009, sorry 2020, I'm sorry. Okay, so I'm writing say 28th of July 28th, like sorry, not 20, today's 29th I believe, 29th, okay, 07 slash 2020, all right? So I'm entering like this, so it will be take the default format and it will be right align. Okay, so it is a variety of date format can be suggested. You can see if now how will you change it. Okay, go to format and then choose cells, all right? Okay, from here you will have the different type of formats as you have like to. Okay, that is the thing. So now let us see out here how this is being done. You see the several formats has been shown against this. Suppose if you want to have this one, say for example 14 March like this in this form, so you can click on OK, so it will be appearing like this 29 July similarly, and its shortcut is Control 1. If you are pressing Control 1 from the keyboard, this particular format cells dialog box will appear. Go to the dates and then you change as of your choice. Okay, you can keep this like this also. All right, sorry, I'm very sorry it has not been selected, that's why. Let's see, format cells and then go over there, where do you want, like this suppose. Okay, now clicking on OK, so it will be taken this that format only. So any of the date format you can, if you want, you can come to particular place and you can do it as well. Suppose Wednesday like this I want, so today it is 29 July 2000, so not today, it is Tuesday I believe. Today is Tuesday, it's not Wednesday, that's why the format has been chosen over there, so we have to change the format in that way. Okay, in the for that one, that's then it will come as like that. Okay, that is the thing. So anything other thing, any other things if you want, this is already there. Okay, okay, all right. Okay, that's the things. And say custom also you can input. Okay, suppose I want like this, not like this. Okay, custom data, anything you can take it as general. This is the sample actually is being shown. So several formats are available over here. Suppose the text format, suppose if you want, you can also choose this one as text format, and this is the date format that we can see out here easily. Okay, so English, and these are the different types of formats available out here. Okay, so now here we are coming like this out here. Okay, so this is the option out here. Okay, special formats are also available. Okay, so you can delete any format if you want at any point of time, so it will be shown out here. Suppose this way you want to enter, then clicking on OK, it will show you the timing in this way also. All right, so afterwards you can edit the things out here. So now it is say for example what is the time, say 07 hyphen hyphen 10, sorry, hyphen 10 hyphen 17. All right, so enter. So 7:10 okay, 10 minutes, 10 minutes past 7 has been displayed, fine. So now these are the ways, different ways to enter the data, and you can change it the way that I had shown to you here. Nothing to show us theoretically, except this particular thing that I have shown you by entering the data. So different ways. So how many times you can enter numbers, you can enter formulas, entering text, enter numbers as text, and entering date and time. Now I am inserting a slide over here. Okay, sorry, not slide, I mean worksheet. So I'm showing you a simple calculation you do by using formula. All right, so this is a practical activity for you. So I'm giving you a roll number. You see, I'm doing little fast. Name, okay, name, and then physics marks, chemistry marks, and bio marks, and computer marks. And here is the total to be printed. Total to be printed. Here it is, average to be printed. All right. So now roll number I will create. I have shown you by using the fill handle. First of all, two serials I will take it in this way. All right. So now what is happening out here? I will take for 5 students only. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6. Chalo 6. Okay. So I will enter the names one by one. Ajay. Okay. Then Rishi. Then Shujay. Coming down. Then Tapan. All right. Then Raju. Then Dilip. Sorry. Enter and Dilip. All right. These are all text entries. Fine. Now physics say 45. Chemistry 56, 71, 32. Okay, so this is like so entering 78, 90, 45, 66. All right, say 34, 89, 89, 76. Acha, Tapan has got 34, 51, 23, 70. All right, and say for example, this one has got 36, 55, 77, 89. Okay, and say for example, here it has got 89 and 32, 54, 66. All right, so this has been all being entered. Fine. So now what is that? If you want to give a border, you can give a border out here. So go to the border tool, highlight it, go to the border tool, and you use the thick border outside, and as well you can give the inside, all the borders inside. Okay, so this has been appearing out here. Okay, increase the size of the data. Okay, you can increase the size of the data. So double click on it. So what will happen? Just a minute. Double click on it or increase it. All right, size. Fine. So this has been showing you. So total. Now we have to find out the total. What formula to give? This one for sum. All right, and then push enter. All right. Then from here, from here to here, we have to form a cell range since these are appearing in contiguous cells. Okay, now this one till here to here. All right. Now you see, press enter. Okay, so once it has been created, you can use the autofill tool. Okay, this one is the autofill. Then you come down over here. All right, still okay. So it will be copied. Right? Now the thing is that, see, we will find out the average. So what is the formula? Average. All right, average. You keep the bracket, and from here, same way, the cell range you have to form, and then come over here. All right, you come over here like this. Now see, 51 has been appeared as cell range. All right, sorry, as the average. Now you see some places it is appearing in this way, but I want this to appear in the rounded off form. All right. So now what I will give, I will add a formula out here before average, round average, and I'm giving out here comma 0. What is this? Comma 0. All right. So no digits will appear after this. It will be rounded up to 0. All right. So 51 is appearing out here. Now I'll pull it down. Clear? So that is the thing. So it has been rounded off and been printed. Center aligned. You make it center aligned. Change the color with red. Okay. So the same thing may happen with this one. You see out here. So what you have to do, you can keep it here as in green. Okay, and you can place it at the center. Fine. Similarly, this one also the same thing. So what I will do, I can use out here one very important thing. So headings all to appear in green. Now I will choose this green color and I will choose format painter. Fine. So now what is happening? I will just put the format painter on. So what will happen? So just a minute. What will happen? All will be appearing into format painter. All right, that's the thing will happen. This is the purpose of the format painter. All right, so now the name that to appear, okay, that to appear in this way. Okay, so now what is happening, this names and all, roll numbers and all also I have to appear in the this way, and center align to be done. Okay, so what we have to do in fact, so first of all, I will highlight the things and I will change the color of this one as like this. I will make it as not orange. I will make it as like this. All right. So I'm making it, and this one roll number I have to increase it a bit, and this one also to be increased a bit. Okay. Otherwise cannot be seen, and all to appear in the center aligned. I have done so. This is the center aligned. All the names I have to shift a bit, a little bit. I have to shift towards this right, but not exactly at the middle. So what I will do, I will go to the format cells. Okay, Next, I will go to the alignment. Now there are two types of alignments you can see, general and bottom. So what will you do? I will do the left indent and I will just take 1 point ahead of the right hand towards the right hand side. So what will happen? It will be shifted little bit to the right hand side. This is called indent fixing. Fine. Now I will increase the row height. Okay. From where I will go? Format. You have to go row height. Okay. Now you see out here it is appearing. Now I will give it in this way. What you call? I will give it in this way. 40. All right. 40 I'm giving now. So 40 if I'm giving, you can see that all are appearing in this way. It has to appear in the middle of the cells, means this place. All right, everything. So first of all, you go over here, then you go to the format, then you go to the format cells, and then this time you have to change the vertical alignment, not the horizontal one. Okay. So you change it at the center. Fine. Then click on OK. All right. So it all has come at the middle of your page. Sorry, middle of your this thing. What you call middle of the cell, you can see, and this has been bit shifted. Sorry, this has been bit shifted, and then you highlight it, and this one you make it in the middle, and this has also been shifted. So what will you do? Highlight the column once again and then do the format. Actually you have to set the vertical alignment first, then you go for it. Okay, so otherwise you have to change it once again, like as I'm doing. Format cells and go to the horizontal left indent and then choose one. All right, sorry, 1 point ahead of the inside towards end. So it has appeared. So a nice piece of practical job has been shown to you. Achha. Remember this one, if you want to view the formulas, you have to use the control and backcode. Backcode key is where I am showing you. Windows are just I will open the keyboard shortcut. So how will you show it? How will you do it? I'm showing you. Okay, this is called backcode key. Okay, so you have to hold the control and then you have to click onto the backcode key. Okay, then what will happen? What will happen? The formula mode you will be able to enter. Okay, now you see I am pressing it. I'm doing it. Okay, control and then backcode. Okay, so from here, let's see this when I have pressed, I have come back to the formula mode. All right, so this particular practical you should know, because this is not written in the book. Okay, this is the formula mode to invoke. All right, now the thing is that if you want to go back once again you press the control backward, you will come back to the original. Okay, so what is the keyboard shortcut? Control and backward to insert the formula mode, and to control backward once again you press like this, control backward. You have seen the backward key. Okay, and this is the formula mode, and again press control backward, you will come back to the original mode, and you have seen it where the backward key is located, this one. Okay, I'm showing you control backward formula mode, again control backward normal mode, control backward formula mode, and control backward normal mode. All right, this is the thing, just beside the escape key on your keyboard. Fine. Okay, then you definitely do its practical and complete this, implement this practical immediately as you get it through my YouTube channel. Fine. So the link you get, you must do the practical. All right, thank you. This much for you today. Definitely implement it into practical.